Welcome to Stock Symbol Selects, where we decode market moves, one symbol at a time.
Nvidia's calm before the storm? 4 scenarios behind Nvidia's flat price, a technical analysis. Nvidia is the undisputed champion of the AI gold rush. From the data centers to custom chips, Nvidia's stock has led the market for months. But today, it barely moved, and trading volume was light, well below average. So what does it mean when a stock like Nvidia goes flat and quiet? In this video, we'll explore 4 scenarios that explain what's happening, including a classic seasonal pattern known as sell in May and go away, which might be reappearing right now. We'll focus on the technicals, especially the daily chart and the 30-day EMA, and ask the question, is Nvidia gearing up for a pullback or coiling for the next breakout? Let's dive in. Scenario 1. Low volume plus flat price. First up is what we're seeing right now in Nvidia, low volume and flat price. This often signals that the market is indecisive. Buyers aren't stepping in to push the price higher. Sellers aren't motivated to cash out either. This is typically a neutral setup, but it often precedes a move, especially when a stock is extended, like Nvidia is now. On the daily chart, Nvidia is trading well above its 30-day exponential moving average, or EMA. It's currently sitting at about $128. The stock is hovering around $141, about a 10% gap. That's a warning sign. Stocks can't defy gravity forever. If volume continues to dry up and price stays elevated, we could see a slow drift back to support. Not a crash, but a technical pullback to reset the trend possibly to the 9-day EMA. Scenario 2. Average volume plus flat price. If volume had been average today and the price still went nowhere, it would suggest that buyers and sellers are balanced, active but in agreement on value. That's a healthy consolidation, often bullish during an uptrend. In Nvidia's case, that would mean the stock is digesting recent gains after its post-earnings surge, with no immediate pressure to move lower. So if we see volume return while price stays stable, we may be looking at a pause before a continuation, not a top. Scenario 3. High volume plus flat price. What about if there had been high volume and no price movement, the most dramatic scenario? It often signals tension. In uptrends, this can indicate distribution, where institutions are offloading shares quietly. In downtrends, it can be accumulation, smart money loading up without moving the price. Either way, energy is building. If this shows up in Nvidia soon, be ready. This kind of setup often precedes explosive breakouts or sharp reversals. Right now, this hasn't happened, but keep an eye on it in the next few sessions. Scenario 4. The sell in May effect. Now here's a seasonal wildcard, the old adage, sell in May and go away. This pattern refers to a historical tendency for the market to stall or decline from late May into the summer, especially after strong Q1 runs. And guess what? Nvidia, like much of the tech sector, rallied hard through Q1 and into May. Now we're sitting at the end of May and early June, and Nvidia has gone quiet. That's textbook setup for the sell in May fade, where institutions start locking in gains and reducing exposure before the slower summer months. So while today's low volume might seem harmless, it could be the early sign of a seasonal rotation out of high-flying names like Nvidia. Not guaranteed, but worth factoring in. If that's what we're seeing, then the pullback to the 30-day EMA around $135 becomes not just a technical probability, but a seasonal one too. Let's revisit the daily chart one more time. We've got a stock extended far above its 30-day EMA, weak volume recently, a possible seasonal slowdown, and a gap that's likely to close. All signs point to a reasonable chance of a 10 to 15% pullback. not as a failure of the company, but as a technical cooling off period. If Nvidia pulls back to $135 and finds volume-supported buyers there, that could be your next low-risk entry. Until then, patience is power. The key takeaways. To recap, low volume plus neutral price, like today, equals indecision and possibly a pause before a pullback. When there's average volume plus a neutral price, this equals a healthy consolidation. A high volume and neutral price could be a big move brewing. And finally, the sell-in-May effect, which might just be kicking in here. So watch the 30-day EMA and volume trends over the next few days. If sellers take control, a technical reset could be coming. Long term, Nvidia's future looks bright, but even great stocks need to breathe. If you got value from this breakdown, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more smart technical stock analysis. Remember to do your own due diligence before investing your hard-earned cash in any stocks. Comment below. Do you think Nvidia will retest its 30-day EMA? Or is it just pausing before the next AI-fueled leg higher? Thanks for watching. And remember, charts don't lie, but they do whisper. See you in the next one.